20th of July. Hey, I want to first start off with the things that has been going down on us a little bit is corn and wheat. There's they've been pushing it down pretty hard. We're in both, and we're looking for a good rebound in both in August. So we're going to look for opportunities to buy the dip here. There's what happens a lot of times in these commodities that also trade in the futures is that when prices start going down some, the farmers also are going to short the market to protect their crop prices, when they go to market, so they don't get taken to the cleaner. So you get these accelerated moves. But just 2 days ago, with the weather coming out, they popped at 5%. So we're starting to see some tug of war here. And but we're confident, by the end of August, especially going into the harvest, that we're going to see the same kind of crop production reductions that we saw with Brazil, because the same weather patterns are manifesting here that manifested there. So just something to keep an eye on. The other thing that we're doing too is the metals and miners are finally going into a bit of a retracement here. And hold on a second. And so we've been, instead of chasing a lot of different small cap miners, is that we're putting all our effort into buying SILJ, and I've been buying on the last 4 down days, and I have one more purchase to make, and I hope I don't get it at this price, because that means it would be going down another 10%. But I'm looking into the low 14s for my last purchase. But if we get a buy signal on it, I'll go ahead and make my last purchase there. I'm not expecting this move to last very long. I think this is just a pre-Fed meeting jitters, and then once the Yellen does her thing, either she doesn't raise rates and gold and silver go through the roof, or they raise rates and they're pretty much not going to do much of anything else going into the election season, because the last thing they want to do is disrupt an election of the person that they want in power, which is Hillary Clinton. And then looking at the some of the things that we bought that we had a good trade on is that we bought Brooks Automation. Looks like the technology people are starting to get some movement here, and so we bought Brooks yesterday. Had a nice little pop on it today. Got like another 1.5%, and so we moved our stop up to break even on it, and we're just keeping an eye on it, because technology is kind of interesting. Well, fourth quarter goes into its busy season, but I think it's getting a lift here for the earnings reports. But I like Brooks a lot. It was my first stock I've ever traded in my trading career, and it was a 10 bagger, and it was amazing. I thought I ruled the world, and then it came all the way back down, because I forgot the golden adage of you got to sell it when it's high. So, but after that, I was hooked on trading, and that was in the early 90s. Looking at the XIV, which the VIX just being crushed. You think XIV would be higher, but it's just grinding, and so we just been taking some day trades on it, and reducing position and taking day trades on it, but today I closed it all out. And I'm just going to kind of sit, with the VIX under 12 right now. I'm a little concerned about, where the momentum's going to come from the market. And looking at SPY, is that they've just been grinding this thing up like crazy. I noticed though if you see here the volume weighted moving average price is starting to creep up too, and so it'd be interesting to see if those things collide. If that would cause it to kind of sell off, or at least this thing will stagnate here for a couple days. But they're having a hard time really grinding this thing up after the big move out of the Brexit election. And the last thing I want to show you which was just an amazing reversal, is I'll show you the leverage is on the biotech. I mean, yesterday that thing sold down, and if you notice, it sold right down to the moving VWAP here, and then it just exploded off of there. So it looks like the market's just looking for any retracement back to high volume to try to force any kind of alpha for themselves. So we'll do the same. So we'll look for retracements back to the moving average and seeing if we can profit as well. So anyway, but that's Bob from Trade Genius signing off. I'll catch up to you guys tomorrow. Thanks. Bye bye.